What's up guys, it's Tokumo here, and today I thought I'd make a short video about how to make a villager breeder. I've seen a couple of these online, but there's usually a couple of issues with them or having problems to make them work because of how villager breeding works, and I thought I'd also go into depth in why these things work as they do, as I'll show you some problem solving after the build. So yeah, let's just jump straight into it. Okay, so for the main platform, you're going to need a 9x9 rectangle of dirt. So we can start off by just filling in that. After filling in your 9x9 rectangle, you want to count 5 blocks in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 blocks from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Punch out that block. That block is the center, and that's where we will put the water. Beneath, put a block, then a stone stair, could be any stair, and then put water down in there. This makes it easier to put on the composter on top of here, and then put a building block on top of the composter. After doing this, what you want to do is build a 2-high wall all around it. I like to build it of glass so I can see what's going on inside, but you can build it out of any material. And after doing this, what you want to do is just till all the dirt in here and plant it with carrots. You don't have to plant everything in a single tilted soil with carrots, as the villagers that are in here will do it for you. As long as it's all tilled, you should be good to go. Also, I have noticed a lot of problems with only one composter in here. Will make so that the villagers, only one of the villagers get a job, becomes a farmer. So I usually put 2 composters in here, one here and one here, seeing that won't affect productivity at all. After that, I put a torch all around this and in every corner to ensure that we have the light level all across this field, so you can all the crops will grow perfectly. After doing that, punch out the 2 blocks in the direction that you want the villagers to end up after they've grown. I'm gonna be doing it in this direction, but it can be any direction. Just punch out the center ones from the composter. So as you can see, that is here. When you've done that, what you can do is place a trapdoor on the bottom block here. Just make sure to click it so that it points down like this. And you can't walk on it. After you've done that, place 5 blocks down from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1 step in, place 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And after that, you want to place 2 blocks down from this dirt. 1, 2. After that, what you want to do is place a temporary block here if the thing is floating. Then place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks this direction. Punch out this block. You don't need it. You can leave it be if you want to. Then make sure this way has walls all along it. The walls need to be 3 blocks high. So 1, 2, 3, like that, and that. After that, you can place a 4 high wall on this side, 4 high wall on this side, and place a cobblestone wall over here. After that, what you want to do is place a temporary block, and then 1, 2 blocks here. Punch out this one. After that, we can build our bed platform. So place 3 blocks here. 1, 2, 3 from this block. When doing that, what you can do is place the trapdoor here next. We also want to stamp this ground so it's untilled, remain that untilled, so it's a full block. We want to do this because when a soil is tilled, as you can see, there's a small glip in between the glass pane and the dirt here, which means the block is not a full block. This can cause issues with the kids thinking that they cannot walk over here, which we want them to think. And I'll explain that a little further afterwards. After that, you can place 2 temporary blocks, a trapdoor, and then close it. This will make sure that only the children will walk through, while adults will remain inside the breeding plot. Once you've done that, you can place 4 beds. You need 1, 2, 3, all with the pillow looking towards this area. Then place another bed sideways like that. After doing so, we can put down our signs. 1 sign on this block and 1 sign on this block. After this, we can proceed to make our villager storage. For that, you will need a 5x3. So 3 in this direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you also want a 2 high wall all around this platform, so the villager cannot escape. After completing this, what you want to do is put down the water that we need. We're going to need 1 bucket of water here, which will bring the villager babies from here and on top of the cobblestone wall. Now the reason of the cobblestone wall is because when the villager babies are being transported this way, they will be pushed up on this cobblestone wall, which is 1.5 block high instead of the 1 block high here. So they will be pushed up half a block higher. This is important because next we're placing the water on this block, where this sign and this sign keeps the water from spilling down. When the villager babies are transported over here, they will stand on the cobblestone wall until they're grown up and adult villagers. When they're adults, they will hit this water, float up, and all be gathered in this corner. If you want to, I have a couple of small details you could put in place so that this becomes toggleable. You can turn the entire contraption on and off at will. For that, we are going to need a sticky piston and a lever. Put the sticky piston on this block facing towards this glass pane, and then put the lever on the sticky piston. When you push the lever, this block will push forward, hindering the villagers' view towards the beds. This means they cannot see the bed, and they will not count as breedable during that period, because they need to be able to see the bed in order to be able to breed. When toggling this open, they will be able to see the beds again, and they will be breedable again. We also have a transportation system which will transport the villagers for you. What you will need is a dispenser, 2 powered rail, regular rails, a minecart, and a button. You will also need any form of building blocks. For this purpose I will use polished andesite. Place the dispenser facing towards this corner, where the water is the thinnest. Place your building blocks like this, and then diagonally upwards. After this, you can keep building the railway to wherever you need the villagers to go. So place 2 powered rails, then regular rails like this. Put a stone button on the dispenser, insert your minecarts, and then it's ready. Whenever you need a villager, you simply push this button, which will grab a villager out of here one at a time into the minecart. Then you can push the minecart to wherever you need the villager to go. Now, capturing villagers can be difficult. What I like to do is wait until nighttime until the villager's path finds into the nearest bed. Now this usually is in any housing, but if you cure zombie villagers for this purpose and keep them in a pen, I usually use rails to capture them. So I place a railing system on top of the villager farming like this. And then I use a minecart. Place it on there. And then whenever the villager has nowhere else to go, he will go on the minecart, which will bind him inside the minecart. And after that, you can just push the minecart up the stairs. It can be a little hassle, but after that is pushed down there. So then I just break the minecart. He is now free to go. After filling up the entire pen with carrots, the 2 villagers that you bring in here, we got a little baby on the side apparently, will start to become farmers, which means they will take all the fully grown crops and they will pick it up, replant new crops, and fill up their inventories. Villagers has inventories, like hidden inventories of their own, which means that they can keep whatever item their occupation requires them to keep. So farmers have an own inventory for food. Whenever that inventory fills up with food, that's what makes them breedable. So they're dependent on having food in their inventories to be able to breed. Now, it's nighttime, so they're pathfinding to the beds because they're seeing the beds. But if we go daytime, like this, you see the villagers will go over to the composter and get a occupation as a farmer. Eventually, when the crops are fully grown, the villagers will start picking the crops and fill up their inventories. This will take some time, but it shouldn't take too long. Whenever their inventories are filled, they will start to toss food to one another and they will become breedable, as you can see here. When they breed, they will have a small baby villager that will pathfind to the beds. The reason it pathfinds to the beds is because they are programmed to jump in beds, which is super cute. Now, this baby villager will then drop down here, which the water will then push them over on top of this stone wall. Don't worry if it doesn't push all the way and just keeps jumping back and forth like that. That only means the baby is pathfinding that way. But eventually when he grows up, he will reach this water. I can show it here. He will pathfind into this water and then be pushed over to this corner. Now, once over at this corner, you can use the minecart that you have placed into the dispenser, which you can use again and again. We'll grab the villager out and then push it to wherever he needs to be. Now, there is a couple of issues I've seen with this farm that needs to be addressed that can make this farm not work. First of all, I really recommend the first night these villagers are in here, let them sleep. Have a bed in here, just remove any like till, just place down 2 beds just so they can sleep, to make them breathable, because I've seen people have issues with that. Second of all, if you make this base underground, make sure that your villagers has enough roof over their head. 2 slots is not enough. You will need at least 3 slots, which means you need to build your roof at least this high. If you build it outside and are afraid of lightning, which will turn your villagers into witches, you will need your roof to be 5 blocks over it. It also needs to cover the entire pen as well as the storage system. So that means the full length over here needs to be building blocks. I also recommend building a lot of it in glass, because then you can see potential issues that can arise. And also make sure that no zombies can spawn on top or around or jump inside of it, as it will turn the original breeding villagers into zombie villagers, which can be a real issue. Next of all, if you're building a house around all the base, make sure that you don't build this close to the bed, above the bed. This is 1.5 block above the bed, and that makes the villagers non-breedable again. It needs to be 2.5 blocks above the bed, to the point where you can fully stand and jump under the bed without an issue. I have also seen the villagers become unbreedable because of that. As I said, this block needs to be untilled, so it's a full block, or else baby villagers can have issues on walking across to the beds. Remember to keep this trapdoor closed at all times, or else the grown villagers can fall down into the water and this pen will be empty. Also, sometimes with villagers that are not spawned in by egg but found in a regular village, their inventory can have items such as wheat seeds, which is not a breedable food source. It can end up giving wheat to one another and planting wheat, which is really bad. But if that happens, kill the 2 original villagers, and then take 2 villagers that they have produced from here before growing enough wheat so the farm stops, and bring them back into this closure, and it will really help out with that issue. And I think that pretty much covers it all. If you have any other issues that you want me to check for and try out, just feel free to drop it down in the comment section. If you have any other farm you want me to explain how it works, let me know. And yeah, good luck everyone, have fun, and catch you later. Toke out.